Yeah, it's crypto blood, Detroit flow, screaming from the D, knowing what to show. Indicators are on point, OG since 12, invested in trade, living life like a pro. I'm Rucker, Jerry, and just blood too. Bad motherfucker in a good way, boo. Got my eyes on the charts, ain't no time to sleep. Get that money, gotta keep it creep. That's why crypto blood, Twisted Toasters on the line. Stacking my coin, got the market on my mind. Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum too. Cash is king, but I'm looking for a new move. I know the culture of the markets like the streets. Got my finger on the pulse, can't nobody beat. I see the trends, I see the flow. Got my strategies in place, you know. Race TV.
Yeah, stacking my coin, stacking my coin, stacking my coin, stacking my coin, stacking my Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, cash. Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, cash. Stacking my coin, stacking my coin, stacking my coin, stacking my coin, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, cash. Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, cash. Since I was born, been stacking my coin. These niggas pop, my money keep growing. You girl is a dot, she all on my groin. She blowing my horn, we fuck like porn. These rappers is whack, they lyrics is corn. I'm getting this money, it never get born. I'm loading my trap, they calling law. Fuck around and you clap for running your jaw. If it ain't about the dollars, then it don't make sense. Got me sipping brown water, but it ain't from Flint. Trying to chase all this bread, though the shit won't last. About to shut the city down like a crypto crash. Stacking my coin, stacking my coin, stacking my coin, stacking my coin, Bitcoin, Litecoin.
I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Okay. Ready?
Fucking thing sucks. We'll do it live.
We'll do it live, ladies and gentlemen. We survived another weekend. No boots on the ground. Taco Trump. At it again. Who we got in the building today? Enzo Harder in the house. Hyden. Wisdom Bars. Anything for clicks. Hoods 610. What's going on, ladies and gents? Hope everyone's doing well today. Anything for clicks, man. Have you done a wellness check on our friend Gray BTC? How's he doing out there in Dubai? He gonna go down with the Titanic, bro. He's gonna go down with the Titanic. Wisdom Bar says we're getting fat on chorizo Trump tacos. We got to get a money printer salad at some point. There you go. Money printer salad right here, Bloodalytics.com.
Hulk Hogan, we coming for you, nigga.
We coming for you, as always. Bloodalytics.com, link in the description below. Sign up today and get access to, of course, the whatever signal you sign up for. I suggest signing up for the V2 Scalpalytics Pro, and then that gives you access to the Zcash parameter pack for free. And then you have all these other enhancements you can add on. We got Brent, crude, going crazy now, man. We're gonna look at that chart today. I'll give you guys a real sneak peek at the Brent crude oil 1 minute scalping system. We got Mike P in the building. What's going on, bro? How's everything going? We survived another weekend, Mike. But I think we might get the ultimate April Fools tonight by old Trump. He's supposed to be addressing the nation from the Oval Office. We'll see what kind of lies he brings up today. Man, Great BTC getting paid by the Saudi government. Right, bro. He's on that Dubai influencer program. Right? They giving him some AEDs. We got My Crypto Space in the house. What's going on, bro? Y'all hit that like button as we get this party started. All right. Interesting times we're in. Trump just lying, going back and forth all over the place. And this is crazy because, again, the markets they're doing the same thing. They're believing everything this guy says, which makes me think the markets can't be that dumb. They cannot be that dumb. I think it's a cover for the Plunge protection team to come in and bid these markets up under the guise of national security. That's what the plunge protection team is there for, national security. And if anything, if any time, it will be this particular period where national security is kind of at risk. The dollar is done, y'all. To be honest with you, it's done. We're seeing it unravel. I didn't think it would happen this fast. I didn't know what the catalyst would be, but this is the catalyst. The Strait of Hormuz is the catalyst for the dying dollar, the end of the dollar hegemony, and we're seeing it right in front of our eyes. I'm sure most of you know. Shout out to Chikizi in the building. What's going on, bro? Most of you know that Iran is letting oil tankers through, but they ain't letting no American oil tankers through. They ain't letting no European oil tankers through. Maybe with the exception of Spain. I can't remember, because Spain is clearly drawing a line in the sand with Trump. But the ones that they are allowing through, guess what? You got to pay in yuan. You literally have to pay in yuan. That is like a slap in the face of the United States. So you got to pay in yuan, but they're getting it into yuan through gold. So it's going from gold, so it's going from USD to gold to yuan. And they're paying the toll in the Strait of Hormuz to get their oil tankers through and their other shipments through. So this has never been seen before. France and Italy did too, Enzo says. So you're seeing the crumbling in front of our eyes, ladies and gentlemen. The collapse of NATO, which is basically a military organization to keep the dollar, petrodollar, in power. Right? So that's all part of the hegemony, the global petrodollar system. NATO is crumbling. The BRICS is going to have to be reestablished because India kind of they sold out, man. They went on over to the small hats. Shout out to the small hats. They cow tied to the small hats. They're getting $2 million a pop. Yeah, they're getting $2 million a ship going through the Strait of Hormuz. They're making billions of dollars they're going to be making billions of dollars a month. And it's going to take them from being not mentioned at all to top 10. It's the reverse of what Jigga said. From top 10 to not mentioned at all. They're going from not mentioned at all to top 10 in the Middle East overnight, damn near. It's insane. And it's just so crazy. This is how you know that Trump and the administration are just literally winging it by the balls. They're just winging it. Because how do you, and he say tonight, he's going to say that, you know, all his mission objectives have been completed and we're going to wind this thing down in 2 weeks. Okay. If that is the case, let's just say that is the case. If that's the case, how do you call this a success when before you went into the Strait of Hormuz, it was open, first of all. Secondly, there was no, Iran wasn't taxing people. Okay. So how is that a win? You literally didn't achieve any of your objectives. You didn't have a regime change, though they may say that it is. You didn't have a regime change because you killed Papa Khamenei and you put in Junior, who's going to be worse. He's going to be worse. So you didn't get paid. You didn't get regime change. You didn't get. You didn't destroy their ballistic missiles. You didn't destroy their nuclear program. Matter of fact, I'm hearing that they're about to ante up. They're going to go ahead full nuke now. There's no incentive not to. So it's a complete failure by the Trump administration, led probably by Bibi Netanyahu. And so we got the fall of the dollar right in front of our eyes, guys. Wisdom bars, longer it's closed, the more dollar looks like toilet paper. You think this shortened the life of the dollar even more? or when the straight opens, the dollar will come back. No, dollar won't come back. So remember, the straight up Hormuz is open. It's just not open to our ships. There is no turning back now. Okay, there is no turning back. Once you rip that band-aid off, Iran ripped the band-aid off. It's no turning back. We ain't going back to a freeless, tollless Strait of Hormuz. Zero, anything with click says a loss is a win. And what language or math are you doing there? Just found out I'm pregnant. Oh man, congratulations, brother. Is this your first kid? Let us know if it's your first one, my friend. Sounds like a first one statement. Just found out I'm pregnant. Congratulations, Zero Fs. So, you know, that's where we are, guys, man. I'm going to load up the crude oil chart that is now available on Bloodalytics.com. It's going crazy. I'll also load up, we'll take a look at last Friday, man. It was, it took a minute, but we finally got it together. Making money over there on the Bitcoin long on Friday's session. Actually, this is Tuesday. This is this week. Tuesday session was good. Ended up being good if you stuck it out. However, it's been so choppy. It's been chaotic because it has been a manipulated market. So when you have a manipulated market like this, it's you know, you can't get real price action and price discovery because it's all manipulated. We're currently long, which you could get into this long right now if you actually wanted to. You can get in this long, Bitcoin long right now, because we're actually below entry. We dipped way below entry earlier in the session, but we seem to climb back, and now we're right back at entry on this Bitcoin long. We are currently in a long on Ethereum as well. And Zcash, we're in the trade as well. Let me just bring up Zcash so you can check that out. Save that and bring up Zcash. See what Zcash is doing. Loading up the Z Kizzle. So Zcash, we are currently in a short. Currently in a short on Zcash. If I bring up, let's see if I can bring up the trades. If I have that window open. Do I have the Zcash? I mean, the window open for that. Here we go. All right, so here we go. We got a short open on Zcash. We got a long open on Ethereum, and we got a long open on Bitcoin right now. Not too much in the profits on those Bitcoin and Ethereum shorts or longs. Zcash short right now. Which way do you think we're going for the remainder of the day, guys? Let me know in the comments below in the chat room. How do you feel about the markets? Shout out to JR. What's going on, brother? Prospect here in the house. What's your sentiment right now? Well, I can tell you, we're going to find out what the sentiment is by looking at my favorite chart. Let's bring that up really quickly. Favorite chart. Look at that, man. A nice clear bounce off of the good God almighty. You couldn't get any better than that, right? So we got a clear bounce, and this happened on Sunday. We got the wick down, tapped it one more time, bounced off the top side of that downward trend line, and now we're heading higher, waving up. However, we're not out of the clear. I got a neat statistic that we're going to look at, but we're not out of the clear yet. And why we're not out of the clear? How do I want to draw this? I guess we can draw it like this. So actually we are out of the clear. We are somewhat out of the clear. Now I would like to see more than one touch on this trend line let's see if I can modify this a little bit. Modify this trend line really quickly. Like that. That's truly where I would put it. We can get a couple touches up here. Touch right here. And a break above right there. So that's cool right there. That's cool right there. Has Trump spoken yet? Well, I'm sure he's said a lot of stuff today already, but he'll be officially or formally addressing the nation in the Oval Office this evening at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I might even come back and double back and do a live stream and see what type of fuckery he's going to say tonight. I think I'm actually going to do that. So come on back, 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to get back on here for a little bit and see what the markets do in the after hours. 9 o'clock. Why did he pick 9 o'clock? You know it's got to be something related to the markets. I wonder why he picked 9 o'clock. But 9 o'clock it is. Yeah, he's always saying something. US 30 trying to bust out. That's probably why, another reason why he's coming on tonight. You know, honestly, ladies and gentlemen, Brit VR, as you probably know, the government really wants to keep that US 30, that Treasury, they want to keep that in line. That gets to blowing up, the yields start to spiking, the price of that bond starts dropping. You have a huge problem on your hands. We already can't service our debt at $1.5 trillion a year. Probably heading up to $2 trillion if this yield continues to head higher on the bonds. So we'll be at $2 trillion plus a year in a deficit. Every year we're spending more, $2 trillion more than we have. So it's going to be very interesting to see what this US 30 actually does, and we'll take a look at that here on CNBC in a minute. Prospectors, I'm waiting for dip near the tax deadline. I know we will have a few green candles after tax day. Zoom out about 6 years. The support line is close to where we are today. I say we're swimming a little more before the next leg up. The reason why I can't call bottoms, and I put this out on X actually, guys. I put this out on X, and I'm going to bring it up. The reason why I can't call bottoms is because of, you know, from a technical standpoint, the technicals are not going to show us either an escalation in this war or even an end to this war. It doesn't show us that, right? So it will be a reactionary move. The charts will print that after the fact. I'm not convinced this war is over, because guess who determines when the war is over? Iran. They hold the chips. They have control of this situation now. And I said this just yesterday. There is no bottom in Bitcoin until 1, Iran war ends, and 2, Fed begins to rate cut. Those two things have to occur. TA can't push the dog with the string. Macro tailwinds is the string pulling the dog. So you got to look at the macro perspective, i.e. political situations, the dollar strength. You got to look at that, the macro things, to really determine where we're going. It's not going to be TA. TA doesn't lead the way. And that's where a lot of traders are they're making the mistake of saying we're near bottoms because of XYZ. Man, if this war continues on just another month, it is catastrophic for the global economy. We really honestly, we haven't even really seen the ramifications of what has already happened in the war in a month. Because here's my analogy with how these markets are working as far as the straight arrow moves. Looks like we just went long on Zcash. So that means our Bitcoin trade should be looking very good right now. All right. Again, this trend line, downward trend line, did break, and we did test it. Nice test to the backside. So that's a very strong. I like that trend line. This is how you draw trend lines, ladies and gentlemen. It's like a piece to a puzzle. You got to line everything up, try to get as many touches as you can on that trend line. And that's how you determine a good trend line that you can work with. Now, I personally think we're going to head a little higher. I do think we're going to head a little higher because Trump, the taco man, is ordering all of the soft corn tacos right now. I don't know if you like soft corn or hard corn. You know what I'm saying? It's up to you. It's your preference. But he's ordering them up. And we'll see what happens tonight. But I don't think this war is over. And so because this war is not over and it is up to Iran, and Iran said they want $200 oil, $200 a barrel oil. And they got all the chips in their hands. I just don't see it ending. I don't see it ending anytime soon. I don't see the U.S. government having the political will to concede to anything that Iran is asking. And they're not asking for much. I'm gonna be honest with you. All right, so we got a 50% take profit on our Bitcoin long, as you guys can see here. Bada boom, bada bing. Liking that. Bloodalytics.com. All right, so we did take that profit on that Bitcoin. Locked in $50 on that one. Locked in 133 on the Ethereum long. We still got a little bit more riding. We ended up turning long on Zcash as well. So we're looking good there. Looking real good there. And here's our Ethereum long right there. So I just don't see the cabinet having the political will to say just to cave to just one of their. They only got 5 points. This is how retarded we are as a nation, as a cabinet, that we literally brought them 15 points to the table and they're in control. How can you give them, meaning the Iranian, we like to call them regime, the Iranian government, how can you give them an ultimatum when you're losing? That is the state of delusion we are in currently in our administration right now. So they come to the table with 15 points. You got to do all of these, and then we'll end the war. Right? To the contrary, the team that's winning, the Iranian government or military, they've only got 5. They want to stop the war in Gaza, which is a genocide. It's not even a war. It's just a complete elimination of a certain ethnic group. Right? They want to end that. They want sanctions lifted permanently, because they're already lifted, but sanctions lifted. International sanctions lifted on them. What else do they want? They want to, they want, I don't know what the other 3 are. I think it has to pertain to their nuclear program, which they're going to go forward with that anyway. Like I said, we put ourselves in a lose-lose situation. We got Droid XBT in the house. What's going on, bro? Jonah Curry in the building. Hey. Trump going to pay reparations. Oh, and that's another one. They want reparations for all the damages that we've committed or accumulated in this senseless war of aggression. None of that. I just can't see the warmongers in the United States bowing down to any of that. So the war will continue. So the prospector says overall I'm bearish, but the tax deadline is something I would trade. There you go. But that is a macro. That's a fundamental macro trade. That's not technical. So that's cool. Where do you see oil going to? Wisdom Bars asks. We're going to look at oil. I'm going to bring up the Scalpalytics Pro oil chart, which is now live on Bloodalytics.com. Check that out. There are a few crypto exchanges now offering oil futures. Well, it's not futures technically, but like they're called synthetic derivatives or something like that. That's what they are. And I'm gonna have to get a list for you, but you could definitely use this on the crypto side now. So I'm gonna answer Wisdom Bar's question about oil here in a second. Jonas says here they need another false flag to implement their AI New World Disorder agenda. So Blood is right. The war won't end for a while. Cyber attack income. Didn't even think about that, Jonah. Good analysis on that one. Forgot all about the false flag. Absolutely forgot about the false flag. That is definitely coming. False flag is going to come from small hats. Israel's going to do the false flag because their strategic reasoning for that is to keep the chaos going. If Trump ends this war, then Israel may not even exist anymore. And then you got to ask the question, well, if there's an existential threat to their existence, guess what they're going to do? They're going to use one of those or multiple of those 200 nuclear missiles, bombs they have that they ain't even supposed to have. Let's start there. They're not even supposed to have nukes because they haven't even recognized like the hypocrisy, right? So at that point, they might use a nuke. And now we're talking a whole different game. You can't tell me anybody's talking about buying anything related to risk on Bitcoin, stocks. Ain't nobody buying shit but beans, rice, oats, canned goods, bullets, and some what's that stuff you use for that our guy Alex Jones is always peddling? Iodine, some type of iodine droplets for radioactive poisoning to protect you from that. That's all you're gonna be buying. You're not buying Bitcoin. You're not buying Litecoin. You're not buying Ethereum. You're not buying Solana. It's really simple if you zoom out and look at it. So there's so much risk in front of us that I'm just not comfortable saying that we have bottomed anything. We got to get these two things, as I just put on the screen, we got to get this out the way. We got to get the Iran war out the way, and we got to start seeing Fed rate cuts. And both of these ain't nowhere near. We ain't nowhere near this. Neither of these. This war, another 5 months, at least till midterms. If you recall, Iran said at the beginning that, hey, we can do this. We have the strategy and enough to go to do this full bore until midterms. Basically, to get Trump out the way, make him a lame duck president for the next 2 years, which I think they've already achieved. But they said they can go till midterms. Now, is that true? I don't know. War is literally just a bunch of lying back and forth. A bunch of capping. Well, who's capping more? Clearly, we know we are. And secondly, Fed begins rate cuts. Rate cuts cannot happen with oil at $150 a barrel. It can't happen. So, I'm not convinced. Let's check on our long trades really quickly. We got Bitcoin up about, we took profits about 50 bucks. We took 130 bucks on the Ethereum. We got 20 bucks rolling on that. still, and we're a little bit below break even on our Zcash long right now. But looking clean, looking good right there. Looking good, looking good. All right, so let me pull up, as I promised, crude oil. Let's bring up the crude oil chart. See if I can bring that up. See what we got going on over on crude. I don't think this is the right chart, honestly. Nah, this is not the right chart. I don't think this is the latest one. I have to bring up my parameter pack for that to see what's going on with crude oil. Yeah, I have to get back to you on the crude oil. This is not the public link. Maybe I didn't even create one yet for that. Let's see what Zcash. Zcash, we are long now. Actually, we're double long on Zcash. So hopefully we can get a move up and out on that. Nice bounce off that trend line. Let's take a look at my favorite chart though. That is the total market cap excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. And we are not really out of the clear at all. We crossed over the bloodline right here on Thursday of last week, which indicates a bearish play. And we're still under that bloodline right now. We're getting close to, you know, touching it to the upside. However, we got a couple technical things that we need to accomplish to the upside to say this is going to be a move, permanent move up. So we got to cross the bloodline upwards. We got to cross this yellow downward trend line. Okay, and then we have to cross and break out of the channel again. So you got 3 technical areas, which you know, we'll see what Trump says tonight, but I'm just not buying it. I think everything Trump is doing is a guise for the Plunge protection team to come in and bid the markets up, buy treasuries, right? Buy stocks. And this is, you don't even have to buy it in spot. You just buy it on options, right? You use options, buy in the derivatives market, push the prices up, and it's like a domino effect, right? Stocks start rising up. Hopefully that gets bond yields to come down. Hopefully that gets everyone to rotate back into crypto. So it's all a chain reaction that they really don't need a lot of money to do, if you think about it. Let's take a quick look at the crypto fear and greed index. We're sitting at 33 today. We don't even have our trading music going, man. Y'all got to remind me to put our trading music on so we can be in the zone, auto zone. 33 is the fear and greed index today. All right, go to the 30-day. You can kind of see we are ticking a little higher. But again, this is all because I think the markets are, for some reason, believing Taco again. They believe in Trump. It's going to end the war. But what happened to Trump being ahead of schedule 2 weeks ago? So now we're going to extend it 2 more weeks. It just doesn't make any sense, y'all. It doesn't make any sense. But yet the markets are believing it. Again, I don't think the markets are believing it. I think this is just literally a guise for them to be able to call the PPT team in. We got Iran threatening Nvidia, Apple, and other tech giants with physical attacks in Abu Dhabi and in Dubai. Man, this is not over, y'all. I would fade this rally. I'm not believing it. I'm calling, and it's so crazy that we even have to have this conversation. I'm calling bluff on Trump. Look at this. NASDAQ up a damn near 400 points today. For what? For the same shit over and over again. Trump says Iran's president asks for a ceasefire, but U.S. wants horsemen. Why would Trump? Man, this is so ridiculous, y'all. Why would Iran's president ask for a ceasefire when they're winning? Again, another opportunity for you to fade this rally. I'm not believing this stuff, man. And I've been right every time. Crude oil. 102. Brent at 102. Oil at West Texas at right around 100. Now, they had slammed Brent down overnight from 116. It was starting to bubble. Trump came out with that nonsense, smacked it down again. Smacked it to $100 on Brent. We're now starting to creep back up. This is what's going to continue to happen. Look at this. If I go to 3 month, look, we touched yesterday 118. Trump comes out, smacks it down. Same thing happened last week. We hit a high of 112. Trump comes out, smacks it down. But guess what? You see what happens. The highs are higher. The lows are higher. They can't keep this thing tamed. To Brit VR's point, let's look at bonds. We got the 10-year sitting at 4 1/3 right now. Let's take a look at US 30. US 30 is at 4.888. Yeah, we're getting close to that breakout. We hit 5 on May of last year. What was May of last year that made the yield spike to 5? What happened in May of last year? I can't remember. But that's the ceiling right there, man. We're bumping up against it. We are bumping up again. We blast through 5 on the 30-year, ladies and gentlemen. All hell is gonna break loose. All hell's gonna break loose. Because you guys gotta remember, I mean, we're going all the way back to, this chart is going back to 1989, and we've been on a downward trend the whole time, and we didn't break that trend until 2022. So you could really say that marks the end of the U.S. financial dominance. It happened in 2022. You didn't even know it. You didn't even know it. That was the break right there. So we can't say, oh well, we've been much higher. Yeah, we've been much higher with much less debt. So we can't. It's not apples to apples, seeing that we're at the point where we were in 2007, because we didn't have nowhere near as much debt to service in 2007. So there's no apples to apples here. This is almost like we're at 9% right now, comparing it to 1987. We're, that's the comparable as far as the amount of nominal dollars to service the debt. So not a good look, ladies and gentlemen. I got crushed short in this pump. Oh man, short. Which pair did you short? Dare you? Trump is the jester, joke, fool who lies all the time. He's taking orders from above. He sure can. We'll take a look at silver and precious metals here in a second as well. John said, I don't believe anything Trump says, but the money is exiting oil longs, and there's daily bear divergence forming on the daily. Swipe said it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't, man. Why are they buying time? Let the markets fall and oil and silver skyrocket. Bull trap. You still have non-farm Friday, J-Man says. Yeah, we do have non-farm payroll coming in. It's definitely a bull trap, my guy. I mean, I'm right there with you. I've been saying that all this whole time. It's a damn bull trap. Every string. Shorted Bitcoin USD, looking for another entry. Listen, bro. I wouldn't short. Scalpalytics Pro, we're long this session. We're looking good, but not even from a scalp short-term perspective, I wouldn't short at this moment, and I'll show you why. I'll show you why in a second. If you weren't here earlier, we went over the chart, but I'll go through it. We did take some profits on that long scalp long on Bitcoin at locked in $50 and we locked in 130 on the Ethereum one. Still got, and this is on the, I mean, this is a small account. We're talking about a $4,000 account. Let me show you this though. This is why I wouldn't short right now on Bitcoin. I'll tell you where you could short. You could short Bitcoin right here. Or if you're shorting right now, this is where you hide your stop loss, I should say. So your stop loss, if you're going to short this market, because I think it is a pump fake, that's way too much. I mean, if you don't have any leverage, you can do it. If you trade with no leverage, then yeah, you can hide your stop loss above $72,000 Bitcoin. That's where you would hide your stop loss if you want to short now. But it is a pump fake, bro. This is all manipulated, and we're gonna roll over and head lower. And we're gonna go lower and see our buddy Elmo, baby. You don't even know it. Maybe 69,400. No reason to be pumping. No, it is a reason. It's called Plunge Protection Team. They're pumping. They're holding these markets up, my friend. No fundamental or technical reason. I agree, but the reason is Plunge Protection Team. Look it up. Look it up. So yeah, 72,000 is where you would have to hide your stop loss. If that risk is too much, you gotta wait. You gotta wait till we get closer to that area and then initiate your short. Hide your stop above 72,000. And you should be good at that point. Elmo is waiting. Absolutely, my friend. John Hill says, think the short opportunity is done for now. There's a rising wedge starting in February. It faked a bear break, and now it's back in the pattern. I think that 78K target I had is coming if 69 break. So that's funny you guys are saying that. I don't have 69 on the dash. I have 72. I'm not watching 69. 69 will break, possibly, especially with Trump this evening. You know, his jawbone, he's gonna jawbone all week until Easter weekend, right? Is our boots going to be on the ground Easter weekend? That's the real question. If this guy's dumb enough to put boots on the ground, man, we're going to meet Elmo this weekend. We're going to hell to meet Elmo this weekend while Jesus rises from the grave, ladies. Oh Lord, yeah, it's not a good look. If we put boots on the ground this weekend, not a good look. Not a good look. We got heavy productions in the house. What's going on, bro? PPT is real. That's their nickname. 69K. Is the 2021 not? Oh yeah, I hear you. Again, John Hill, these traders have TikTok attention spans. They ain't looking. They're not going back. Now, if you're trading on a higher time frame, maybe, but 2021 is like BC, before Christ, bro. It's not. You gotta look literally 2 candles to the left. That's as much attention span we got nowadays. So that's what I'm saying. 72K. We shouldn't go higher than that. So we could see another rise though of another 4%, at least 3% higher. But if you want to play the short, I'm not short right now. We're long. We're long on Scalpalytics Pro. We're long. Bloodalytics.com. Again, link in the description below. Yeah, we're long on Bitcoin. We're long on Ethereum. We took some profits on both of them. So Dave says, I'm still 100% in cash. I'm waiting. Hey, Dave is smart, bro. And, I'm 78% cash. So I'm right there, really close to where you are. Been that way since last year. We all have the same chart. It's the 2021 highs. It's just in different spots depending on the exchange. I saw a small liquidity pocket in the 69s. That was what made me say 694. Interesting. So here's the thing though, Deru. You know these guys like the liquidity grab, so they're probably gonna grab that liquidity and then roll back over. So my scenario of us heading, going a little higher, grabbing the liquidity, sweeping the liquidity wherever that is. I don't use liquidity maps. They're good though. I just don't use it. Don't need to. I just look at the chart. The charts tell me where the liquidity is. I've been reading them for so long. I can just see where the liquidity is sitting, right? So as you stated, 69. A lot of you guys are saying $69,000. They're gonna sweep that. They're gonna take that out, grab everybody there that's looking to go long, and then it's gonna roll over. I am Cryptonomics. You already know. Come on, man. Dave says a lot of alts are still 20 to 30% below 2018 bear market lows, not just 2022. I'm not long or short. Too low, too short. Not convinced. So not going long either. Amen to that, bro. I love the conviction. I love the conviction. You gotta have conviction, ladies and gentlemen. You don't watch people that don't have conviction. You shouldn't be watching somebody says that, we could go up here with the bearish confluence, divergence, this and then, but at the same time we could go down because of this XYZ. No, give me your answer. Give me your answer. It's not a multiple choice test. If we go higher, so be it. I'll just get in late. I'm still expecting lower, and I'm missing the chop. Happy Rebecca said, now if I want to hold and save money in Bitcoin for 5 years, I'm new to the space. Do I DCA to stack my sats up? Yes. Yes, you just DCA in. So if you're looking to stack for 5 years, you can divide it up by 5. So let me just use something simple, $50,000 divided by 5. That gives you what? $10,000. So $10,000 year 1, $10,000 year 2, $10,000 year 3, etc., etc. Just do it like that. And do it in increments, time intervals, TWAP. TWAP into it. Time weighted average, or time weighted average position. Is that what it is? TWAP? You just time weight yourself in on those increments every time. So that way it has nothing to do with technicals, it has nothing to do with fundamentals. It's just literally boom, 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 and you'll get some average price at the end of that TWAP. Now, you don't have to do 5 years. That's long. If you want to break it down, maybe 2 year or even a year, you can just do it every quarter for 5 quarters. 10,000, you know, every quarter. Just do 5 quarters to 10,000, and you'll get an averaged price that will smooth it out. But see, this is where I have an issue with, and let's do a wellness check. This is where I have an issue with MicroStrategy. They don't have an exit strategy. No pun intended. They just plan on buying forever. And if you don't have an exit strategy, you're going to lose, because what ultimately ends up happening is that, thank God they've been buying. They've been persistently buying, so that's good. So as at least of now, they are bringing their dollar cost average down. But ultimately, when you don't have an exit strategy and you're just going to buy into infinity, guess what's going to happen? You're driving your dollar cost, your average cost basis, to infinity. Ultimately, that's what you end up doing. So you'll always be below your dollar cost average if you have no exit. It's okay to stack here. Start doing so. 20% here, 20% on the dip, 20% on another dip. Maintain 40% in cash at a minimum. 78K by April 11th, John Hill said. Oh, bold, my friend, bold. It is okay to stack here. We see Chris Willis says, I still think the crypto treasury companies will be forced to sell. You still think yeah. And you just, I mean, we look, we're talking about a crypto treasury right now, Chris Willis. I mean, spot on. That's my ultimate capitulation. I'm waiting for that to happen, and it's going to happen, in my opinion. We're going to see the treasuries have to crack. These Bitcoin treasuries are going to have to crack. Easy money is done. We're seeing yields rise. The cost of debt is going to continue to rise. I don't see that game playing out. That was a phenomenon. That was a one-off phenomenon from the pandemic, ladies and gentlemen. I don't see that. I don't see that playing out. I simply don't see that playing out. So I'm waiting for, as Chris Willis said, I'm waiting for the crypto treasury companies to crack. We're looking good on our Bitcoin long and Ethereum longs, ladies and gents. Looking good, looking good. Let's pull up those trades. You know, we do it live. We do it live. We do it live. So where do I see oil going? So I put a tweet out maybe a week and a half ago and explained this about oil. Oil is a unique asset, ladies and gentlemen, in the sense that, see, oil naturally has a propensity to crash lower, and the reason is because there's a point where if oil gets too expensive, $200 a barrel, $250, it kills the economy. People stop driving, people stop buying, so that crashes the price of oil. So it's like there's only so far oil can go. And so I'm thinking 175, 200 is probably the threshold before the whole thing just crumbles. We go into a global depression and people stop using and abusing oil, and that then in turn makes oil crash. It happens every time. It's unlike any other asset class where you take gold. If gold keeps going higher, there's no threshold where gold at $30,000 an ounce is going to crash the economy, right? There's no other asset class where it goes higher. If that asset class goes higher, then it crashes the economy. So this is why gold is oil is a little different, and it won't ever sustain high prices because it actually is a self-fulfilling prophecy. It causes depressions and recessions, right? So let's see really quickly what we got on the scoreboard for this week. Friday, as someone mentioned, non-farm payroll coming up. That's going to be huge at 8:30. We got a shortened day, I think, on Friday for Good Friday. That's going to be a way to kick off the weekend. I swear to God, I hope Trump don't put no boots on the ground this weekend, man. Good. Unemployment claims coming in tomorrow, April 2nd at 8:30. That may rock a little bit of the boat. And then we had ADP non-farm today. Came in much higher. But yeah, I think oil can maybe hit 150, 175, 200 max wisdom bars before we get a smackdown, because the global economy can't handle it. So you'll see a contraction in utility, in usage, right, of oil, which will smack us down. That's where I think we're heading. 175, 200 max. I know you got people saying $300 oil. I just can't see the global economy sustaining $300 a barrel oil. Just don't see it. Companies like CL, SK, Hut, Riot, and others have been selling and their stocks falling, but we will see. I think Trump is literally trying to wreck the dollar and move to stables in his USD1. Why else have it? Well, the problem with that one, Enzo, is that stables is the dollar, right? Stables are basically Treasury, so that's one and the same. So I don't know if that's quite his reasoning. I think we're giving him too much credit, bro. The dude, his mind is gone. I don't think there is any rhyme or reason to Trump's strategy, man. I swear to you, there is no rhyme or reason. We're giving him too much credit. He is 80 years old and has lost his mind. His RAM chip needs to be replaced. It has gone out. Same for gold and metals. I have the most hope for silver from where it is right now. Let's take a look at silver, by the way. Thank you for reminding me. We gotta look at precious metals real quick and see what's going on. We do have a silver 15-minute chart parameter pack available on Bloodalytics.com. I can bring that up. That one's definitely locked and loaded. We'll definitely, but the silver markets right now, I'm still not liking this chart. I'm still not liking this chart. Because we broke this 71.70 area back on February 15th. That low right there we broke. Not a good look. So what are we doing right now? We're literally coming back up to that low. So remember, previous support becomes future resistance. So we're just coming back up to the new area of resistance. I don't think we're going to see us get through that. I think a rollover to 60, maybe even $60, maybe even $58 silver. But boy, if the global reset happens and we have over the next 12 months, the yuan takes over as kind of like the petro, we'll be calling the petro yuan. Oh my God, yeah, silver, gold, skyrocketing. Absolute skyrocketing. But as in currently with the geopolitical stuff we got going on, I see us heading lower. Trump speaks tonight just after Asia market opens. Of course, of course, of course. Yep, 9 o'clock. We'll I'll be streaming that. I'll come back on the stream. Dollar. So Enzo says, "Oh, I know he's a frontal low. Yes, absolutely. But his sons are killing the game. Hell, they own. Yeah. Good point. Gotcha. Yeah, silver I think is gonna take us a little bit lower. But I'm gonna be honest with you, this is a big pump fake. Listen, to Dave's point, this is an opportunity of a lifetime to really protect yourself on the transition of the petrodollar being pretty much eliminated. When that happens, the dollar is going to literally crash. The demand for dollar just poofs overnight. No need for dollars because people aren't going to need to buy oil with it. So if the dollar drops, then guess what? It's going to take more dollars to buy gold. It's going to take more dollars to buy silver. So we're talking about $300-$400 silver. We're talking about $10,000-$20,000 gold. That is coming. Maybe in the next year. Maybe in the next year. So yeah, hit that like button, ladies and gentlemen. Please hit the like button. Doesn't cost you anything. Let's get the algo going. I see stables at any stable currency that is 1-to-1 like the euro or others. This is why I like being in here like a damn think tank. Amen. The best live stream in the crypto. Let's get it going. We show the trades live. We do it live. There's only a couple other people. Shout out to my man Army Piper. Shout out to the Otter Gang, Alex O. All right, so that's where we are, guys. I don't have too much more to go over. Let's quickly look at where we are with the. Oh, now they're trying to make you log in, huh? Oh, that is interesting. So we'll have to create an account with StatMuse to see. I usually try to show you guys the yearly return on Bitcoin where we are. But here's a stat that I can show you that isn't behind a sign-in wall. We almost did it, but we eked it out. We broke the streak of having 6 months in a row of losses, ladies and gentlemen. Going back to October of last year. October, November, December, January, February, almost, boy, we came close, but no cigar, ladies and gentlemen. No cigar. We did not end March in the red. So we broke the streak. Didn't have 6 months, which is diabolical, by the way. And we've never had 6 months. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, we did have a 6 month. In 2017, we had 6 month streak of losses. So no, we didn't, because that would be over here. So we've never had a 6 month streak, I don't think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't see any 6 month streaks. Yeah, that would have been. So we broke that. Thank God. Now we just got to keep the streak of not having 2 years of losses. That was the other chart I was trying to show you. I don't think we're going to. I think we're going to have a above $86,000 Bitcoin price by the end of the year to not have 2 years of losses in Bitcoin in a row. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And if you're up early enough, I'm typically not, but if you're up early enough, my guy Alex O does the scalping trading as well. He's really good. He's really good. So check those guys out. Other than that, we out of here, people. Let me see what this guy says. Philanthrop says a Chinese trader turned Polymark into a money printer using Claude. No, I've seen these so many times. I've seen these so many times. The problem with this is it's not you can't replicate it. I don't think. You're gonna have these what's called like one-off or anomalies or outliers. But can you replicate this over and over again? Probably not. Probably not. All right, ladies and gents, appreciate you coming in and checking us out today. Don't forget, I do have a free trading room, and I'll be opening a Bloodalytics public room very soon as well. Look out for that, so you'll be able to come in, chat with us on the Bloodalytics side. If you're not a subscribed member of Bloodalytics.com, you'll be able to come in and chat and stuff. But in the meantime, in the between time, there is a free trading room sponsored by and powered by BYDeFi. Come join that room. I got some stuff I'm about to do with them in regards to trading as well. And of course, don't forget, WeX, the best. One of those guys. Unfortunately, this lucky draw, I'm gonna pick the winners. I don't know when we're picking the winners, but this ended yesterday, so you missed that campaign. Hopefully, we'll have another one for you very soon. This lucky draw, but still sign up. Sign up so you'll be ready, acclimated, and activated for the next promo. And that's it, ladies and gents. Appreciate each and every one of you. Hit that like button on the way out. And I will check y'all tomorrow. Yes, I'll be back tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard. We'll probably start right before 9 o'clock. Taco Tuesday. Wednesday.
If it ain't about the dollars, then it don't make sense. Y'all be sipping brown water, but it ain't from Flint. Trying to chase soda's bread, though the shit won't last. About to shut the city down like a crypto crash.
Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Okay. Ready?
Fucking thing sucks! We'll do it live.
Okay.